Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. So recently I saw some posts by Tokenizer actually on X, and it made me think for a little bit, because I feel as though at this point 99% of the space we know is nonsense. But what about 99% of the people involved in the space? And I'm talking about retail investors. What do they think of this space right now? We have from Tokenizer, and he said, the Ripple XRP iceberg. This rabbit hole's been forming for well over a decade, much longer than 99% of crypto projects. Most retail have heard of Ripple or XRP at some point, especially during 2017-2018. But 99% don't truly see what has allowed them to survive and thrive for so long in the DLT space. After all, it's likely not due to retail. We've seen the mass retail hatred and FUD for Ripple and XRP throughout the years, and even the SEC doesn't seem so fond of them. So what is it that's allowed Ripple to continue thriving and operating after all these years? It's exactly from the connections below. Ripple was arguably the first financial leader to bring payment solutions on DLT. Since then, they've become undeniably one of the leaders in the future of finance, from being involved and constantly mentioned by leaders such as the IMF, the FSB, the World Economic Forum, the BIS, the ISO, to a variety of collaborative work with industry leaders such as joint venture with SBI Holdings, USD payments for HSBC, SAB, FedNow partner Volante Integration, joining MasterCard CBDC program, and of course with the fintech focus being CBDCs, Ripple is just as involved as ever. Currently, there are a variety of CBDCs testing on Ripple CBDC platform, ranging from Palau, Hong Kong, Montenegro, Georgia, Colombia, Bhutan. Most interestingly, their involvement and connections to the Moha Loop Foundation brings in some of the highest level of connections, from elites like Bill and Melinda Gates to the Rockefellers, Monetary Authority of Singapore, and even Google. Needless to say, all the right eyes are on Ripple, but this is what 90% don't see. They likely see headline titles involving Ripple of surface level news, like their partnership with Uphold, the acquiring of Medico, and the SEC lawsuit news. What they don't realize is how established Ripple already is across the world. Real world DLT adoption is behind the scenes. And here is the image, right? What's crazy about this is when we talk about Ripple, when we talk about XRP, some of the things that are mentioned around XRP, and majority of the stuff that gets thrown out there, a lot of it is nonsense, right? Especially the FUD and the hatred behind XRP and Ripple. Oh, if it was this big, it wouldn't be selling off. Oh, if it was that, it's this, whatever. The thing that I look at when it comes to XRP, and the thing that I look at when it comes to Ripple, is go back to the .com days, right? Amazon was looked at as a joke. A lot of companies that are now household blue chips were looked at as a joke. When we look at Ripple, I have zero doubt when it comes to Ripple and XRP. Zero doubt that they will become a significant piece of the new financial system. There is a new financial system coming. It's not a tinfoil hat theory. It's not, a conspiracy theory. We know that a new financial system is on its way. Why? Well, because every single major organization out there that has a hand to play in the current financial system has been warning us and telling us fully straightforward, yet majority still continue to overlook it and deny it. When we look at Ripple working with the BIS, working with the IMF, working with all of these big names on this list, I can't help but to think, how is everyone missing this? How is everyone missing the big picture? And realistically speaking, it's because everyone is chasing one thing, which is instant gratification. They don't want to hold something for 3, 4, 5, 10 years. Now, will we have to hold XRP for 10 plus years from now? No. But I do think that we are closer than ever to realizing in utility value around this space. Regulations are nearing. These connections that you see on this list, they might not matter right now because we're still in a hype and speculative market. But when we push into a market that is determined by utility and the value behind utility, that's when everything about Ripple and XRP finally sees the light of day. But this was not the only post by Tokenizer, right? There's a lot more to this. Under this, it's a full thread. But I want to reiterate this video from back in November that got posted by ISO2022 Let's Do It. Because beyond just that iceberg that was posted by Tokenizer, you also have this announcement that we heard back in November, which was 500 plus companies utilizing Ripple payments. Check it out.
Of networks when it comes to payments. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for being a major sponsor. May I ask one quick question? With crypto emerging, what do you foresee that being a viable exchange in the future? Yeah. Absolutely. So, Ripple believes in utility. So there are a lot of crypto players out there who, frankly, won't last long, and it scares a lot of people in logistics. I think if they start to dabble in that. Absolutely, it scares a lot of us. So what Ripple has always done is taken that baseline technology, and we've said from the very start, from the outset, that every technology needs a use case. And for us, the very clear use case is payments, because the XRP ledger, which is an open source public blockchain, was purpose-built for payments, for speed of transaction. So we absolutely see it. Over 500 organizations are working with us today, and many of them are.
There you guys have it. Over 500 organizations are working with them right now. Now, remember, they can't utilize XRP at scale just yet. With the AMM and the steps needed in order for us to get to that point, they're already in progress. They're already building towards that. Ripple is working with RippleX Dev to build institutional DeFi solutions on the XRP ledger as well. But listen closely to the rest of this.
Are using XRP at the heart as a bridge currency, so that is already happening, and we see much more coming. Thank you so much for being a major sponsor, and it's so great to see the effects of Ripple in our industry. We know that fast payments from suppliers, importers, to shipping lines, to air freight companies is really valuable, and thank you for coming and sharing the information. Thank you for having us. We're super excited about Australia, and the event has been wonderful to explore different segments, and very keen to hear about payments challenges that various companies and industries and segments have. So
now on to this next piece of this thread by Tokenizer. We have this mind map from XX_1133_1221_11 paints a more organized picture of the intricate connections. We can see Ripple's well connected in just about every part of the financial world, from leading organizations to top banks and even DLT consortiums on fintech, while 99% of crypto is still focused on creating the new decentralized financial system. We could see projects like Ripple, Quant, Hedera, Casper, etc. are thinking differently. Reinventing this system is simply a pipe dream. The goal has always been to connect legacy with the future of DLT operations. Ripple and XRP Ledger has since been operating for over a decade and continues to prove itself every day as one of the greatest payment solutions in DLT. With negligible fees and internet speed value transfer, it only makes sense to bring legacy payments on chain. It may already have been a decade, but there's still so much room to develop and grow. As we're seeing, CBDCs and finance on DLT has only become to grow as a focal point of discussion. This is far beyond any fintech innovation we'll ever see. And here's another image. Here you guys have Ripple and XRP at the forefront with Liquidity Hub, on-demand liquidity, aka Ripple Payments, and then Interledger Protocol, which is a major connector. And then you have CBDCs, SBI, all the way to R3 Corda. I mean, this truly is how you can view XRP. You know, I feel as though so many people overlook how big this ecosystem actually is behind XRP and even what Ripple has been doing with XRP. Then down here, this caliber of connections is echoed further when we look into their executive team. Notice how each of these are either from established Fortune 500 firms, leading financial institutions, or government agencies. It really has to make you stop and wonder, what are these names seen in Ripple's future? After all the CVs of this stature, these guys could have gotten a position at any leading institution, and quite a high level position at that. So why choose Ripple? Isn't crypto a big risk anyways? Isn't XRP supposed to be the scammer bank coin? or at least that's what MSM wants us to believe. If governmental members of this stature are beginning to not just positively look at Ripple, but even join the team, that should signal that something much bigger beyond crypto is going on behind the scenes. This is truly a world-class executive board. Even most legacy fintech firms would struggle to go up against something of this stature, the Ripple effect. And here we have the executive board. This is all of the connections to some of these big players on the executive board. And I ask you all this. Do you honestly think that these people are leaving their past and prior positions to join Ripple? It's insane to me at this point that people are still denying the fact that Ripple and XRP will become a significant piece to the new financial system, or possibly even become, a huge piece, maybe even the infrastructure layer for this new financial system. Because remember Medico, right? I mention Medico greatly all the time, because Medico does not look like just this is a custody solution. If you actually look at Medico and the full-on platform behind Medico, which by the way, Ripple did acquire, this is more so infrastructure layer technology. This isn't just, it's a custody service. And you already have big heavy hitters like DZ Bank. You have Credit Suisse. You also have Roll Match, which is connecting major banks to Medico. You also have BBVA, IBM. Here's Standard Custody with Standard Chartered with Zodiac Custody, Northern Trust, SBI. Then HSBC also working with Medico. These are heavy hitters, guys. These are not just small players, and they're all coming over to Medico for custody services regarding digital assets and even tokenized securities, tokenized things of value. It could not be any more clear at this point in my mind that Ripple and XRP are going to become a significant piece, if not even the new financial system layer. Now, is that 100% a guarantee? No, but it's me speculating. But also remember other connections like Tranglo that have over 800 partners tied to them. Also remember, Ripple is working with Finastra and has been working with Finastra since 2019. Do I need to tell you guys that this is also bridging on-demand liquidity and Ripple solutions with RippleNet to Finastra's customers, which by the way, if you look at the customers, they have over 8,100 plus financial institutions tied to Finastra. But then you also look at the alliances and partners of Accenture. Ripple is also a partner of Accenture. The significance behind Accenture is they have over 9,000 plus clients around the world. Majority of them are major financial institutions, credit unions, you name it. Guys, between Accenture and Finastra, you have a connection to over 17,000 plus players. This is a domino effect. This is when you start to see major demand, major adoption. And then we're not even talking about Volante. We're not even talking about all of the other major players on this list that Tokenizer put out. Guys, focus on the bigger picture here. 99% don't realize how big Ripple and XRP are because they don't do the substantial research that they need to do. That 1%, there's such a small amount of people actually looking at XRP the way that they should. And even the space the way that they should. Again, I could be wrong. We could all be wrong. But I'd rather be a visionary at this time than just be someone that is investing into speculative assets and just throwing my money to the wind, thinking, oh, well, crypto's not going to be around for the next 5 years. It's going to disappear, and they're going to regulate it into oblivion, and, that's the end of crypto. I don't think that that's the case. There's so much disruptive and innovative technologies in the space that could reinvent everything that we know, especially even around finance. And companies like Ripple, Casper, Hedera, you name it, a lot of these companies, they're not trying to replace, they're trying to innovate and make efficient the traditional system. And that's what gives them a major +1 in the book of adoption and implementation. Like I said, I think that crypto is going to be around for 100 plus years. This technology is far too valuable, and we already see the new system coming. So in my opinion, it makes sense to, yes, make money in the short term, invest, diversify, but a lot of these projects that you can hold for the next 5, 10 plus years, they are also going to be very valuable. And I do think that they're going to be blue chips. They're going to be household names. And even if they're not household names, guess what? Everyone will be utilizing them anyways without realizing it. That's why I say, if you are a part of this space, do the substantial research that you need to. Don't just listen to nonsense. I know a lot of people are focused on one thing, which is price action. But guys, we are headed into a completely new world around crypto. What we know about crypto today, what we've been hearing about crypto for the last, give or take, maybe even over a decade now, since the inception of Bitcoin. What we've been hearing about how, oh, we're going to escape the traditional world. We're going to build our new decentralized world of finance. All of that is nonsense. DeFi is being heavily adopted by institutions. They're building out DeFi solutions as well, even within the XRP ledger. There's a lot still left to do. The world around crypto is going to change. The future is extremely bright around a lot of these utility projects. I'm very excited for the future. And with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on for more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.